Welcome back to another Forge College Explainer. Seriously, I am thrilled to have you here. So last time, we totally conquered timed access restrictions and scheduling, right? We learned how to perfectly execute our contract logic based on strict time constraints. But, well, here's the rub. A perfectly timed contract is literally useless if it gets pushed to the wrong place. So today, we're tackling a massive pillar of Web3 development, managing deployment environments.
Okay, be honest with me. Have you ever leaked a private key or maybe accidentally deployed test contracts straight to the mainnet? Yeah? If you just felt a cold sweat run down your back, trust me, you are not alone. We have all had that moment of sheer panic. You spend hours writing this brilliant code only to realize you just spent real ETH deploying a half-finished test contract, all because you forgot to change one tiny line of code in your setup. Or, way worse, you accidentally pushed your actual funded private key to a public repository? Ouch. Today, we're going to build a fail-safe machine so that specific deployment disaster never happens to you again.
So here's our game plan for today's explainer. We're going to look at the deployment disaster, separate our secrets from our configurations, map out your project file layout, build an environment-aware script, cover secure execution, and then wrap up with some next steps. Let's jump out in. Section 1. The deployment disaster, and exactly what goes wrong. The antidote to all those manual errors is environment management. It's basically the practice of automating your configuration selection and standardizing how you handle your secrets. The whole goal here is to create clear, totally impenetrable boundaries between your staging environment, where you test things out, and your production environment, which is the real deal. By making this paradigm shift, we're replacing those manual, highly error-prone, 2 a.m. copy-paste edits with a repeatable, automated setup. No more relying on your sleep-deprived memory to flip variables.
All right, Section 2. Secrets versus configurations. Separating the what from the who.
Think of configurations as the what. These are your token supplies, your feature toggles, your mint limits. They are essentially public blueprints. They definitely change depending on the environment, like your staging token supply might be tiny while your production supply is massive, but they aren't dangerous if someone happens to see them. Secrets, on the other hand, are the who and the where. Your private keys, RPC API tokens, developer credentials, these are highly sensitive master keys that absolutely must only be injected into your application at the exact moment of runtime. Which brings us to the golden rule of Web3 development. Never hardcode your secrets. Seriously, I want you to burn this phrase into your mind. If you type your private key directly into your deploy script as a string, you are quite literally one accidental Git commit away from having your wallet completely drained by bots that do nothing but scrape public repos 24/7. Hard-coded secrets lead directly to compromised infrastructure, every single time. Moving on to Section 3. Project file layout, and organizing your workspace. Knowing exactly what to commit to version control is an absolute must. Let's went through the layout. First, your deploy.js script. This is your main environment-aware logic. Does it go into the repo? Yes, absolutely. Next up, your staging.json config file. This holds your non-secret parameters. Commit? Yes. Now, your .env file. This is what holds your actual local development secrets. Commit to repo? No. Emphatically, absolutely not. And finally, your .env.example file. This shows the structure of the required secrets, like an empty variable for an API key, so other devs know what they need to provide without giving away your real keys. Commit to repo? Yes. To enforce that emphatic no for the .env file, you have to explicitly tell your version control system to ignore it. Your .gitignore file absolutely must include .env. It is the single most effective way to prevent the most common type of accidental secret leak. And hey, while you're at it, make sure to ignore your cache and artifacts folders too, just to keep your repository nice and clean of those heavy compiled build files.
Section 4. The environment script and automating your deployment.
Let's trace the chronological execution flow of our deploy script. Step 1, the script wakes up and figures out which environment it's supposed to target. Step 2, it takes that environment name and loads the corresponding JSON configuration file we just talked about. Step 3, it securely loads your sensitive secrets using the .env config. And step 4, it either executes the deployment perfectly or it fails fast. It adapts seamlessly whether you're pointing at staging or production, and you never even have to touch the code inside the script.
The real brain of your script is how it determines that environment in the first place. It checks for an external variable called env. If that's not there, it checks for node_env. And if neither of those are provided, well, it safely defaults to staging. That means if you just run the script blindly, it defaults to the safest possible environment, completely preventing an accidental mainnet deployment. Pretty clever, right? Now, what happens if it can't find the secrets it needs? It triggers fail-fast validation. That's a design principle where your script just immediately crashes and halts execution. Look, I know we usually hate it when our code crashes, but in deployment, a script crashing right away is your absolute best friend. It is infinitely better for the script to throw a loud error and stop, rather than limping along and executing a broken, half-baked deployment to the blockchain that you can't easily undo.
Section 5. Secure execution and validating the system.
You should always run your script locally using a dummy.env file, just filled with fake keys, to verify the whole system before you ever touch a real network. Make sure your console prints out the correct environment name, verify that the config keys it loads actually match the JSON file for that specific environment, check your logs to ensure no secrets are visible, and finally, run a git grep command in your terminal searching for your private key, just to be 100% sure nothing slipped into your tracked files.
Speaking of logs, here is a crucial trick. If you need to debug and verify that a secret was actually loaded into memory, use masked logging. Instead of logging the actual API key, just log the length of the API key string. This safely verifies that the secret exists and was loaded by .env without ever printing that highly sensitive text to your console history, where someone else might stumble upon it.
All right, Section 6, Wrap Up and Next Steps. Let's summarize our playbook.
Let's recap the key takeaways to make absolutely sure your deployments are repeatable, auditable, and safe from human error. Number 1, strictly separate your public, non-secret JSON configs from your sensitive runtime secrets. Number 2, keep that .env file entirely out of version control using git ignore, but be a team player and commit the .env.example file. Number 3, design your scripts to accept explicit environment parameters. And lastly, always implement fail-fast validation so your script crashes safely instead of deploying broken code. Up next in our curriculum, we're covering rollback and recovery strategies. Now that you have this incredibly robust, environment-aware setup, you have the absolute perfect foundation for writing predictable rollback scripts. If something goes wrong, your scripts will know exactly which configs and secrets to use to reverse the damage. To dive into that and to explore all of our guided hands-on modules, head over to forge.college to learn more. Forge College is where you can take these concepts and actually build them out step by step. I want to leave you with one final, slightly terrifying thought. Look at your own projects right now. If your deployment script crashed right this very second, would your secrets survive a public repository audit? Are you absolutely sure your private keys aren't hiding in a commit history somewhere? Use the tools we covered today, check your repos, and secure your workflows. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and I will catch you in the next one.